shame on the organisers and shame on the people who have Formula One deeply buried in their soul.
The 26 is not that far away, and at the moment, to me, it looks very bad from all the numbers.
Did you know that by 2026, Formula One could be unrecognisable? With new regulations, sustainable fuels, and cutting-edge tech, are we saying goodbye to the sport that we know and love? In this episode, we'll find out. F1 has always been about evolution, but in 2026, the sport is gearing up for its most radical transformation yet. From environmental goals to game-changing engineering, these changes could redefine how we experience F1. Today, we'll break down the most significant updates and what that means for fans, teams, and drivers alike. So what exactly is changing? Let's break it down. So what's coming in for the 26th season? Well, on the vehicle dynamic side, cars will be 30 kilos lighter, enhancing agility and on-track battles. The wheelbase is being reduced by 200 millimeters. The width is also being decreased by 100 millimeters. On the power unit side, the introduction of redesigned power units with a balanced 50% split between internal combustion and electric power. The battery power has been increased from 100 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts. And there's also the use of 100% sustainable fuels. On the aerodynamic side, the implementation of active aerodynamics with movable front and rear wing to facilitate closer racing. The introduction of a manual override system, providing drivers with an on-demand burst of battery power when within 1 second of the car ahead. And the safety enhancements, the stronger structures and more rigorous testing protocols to improve driver safety. Now with that said, what's going out for 2026? So the motor generator unit heat, MGUH, will be removed from power units. And unfortunately, the DRS that we know and love will be replaced by those active aerodynamics and manual override system that we just mentioned. So these regulations aim to make Formula One more sustainable and competitive by reducing vehicle weight, increasing the electric power usage and utilising sustainable fuels. The introduction of active aerodynamics and the manual override system is expected to enhance overtaking opportunities, leading to more exciting races. The removal of the MGUH simplifies power units, potentially lowering costs and attracting new manufacturers. Overall, these changes reflect a strategic move towards a more dynamic and environmentally conscious era in F1. To ensure teams have adequate preparation time, a development ban had been in place prohibiting work happening before January 1st, 2025. This measure is designed to manage costs and maintain competitive balance as teams adapt to the new regulations. But not everyone is thrilled. Critics argue that the upcoming regulations could strip away F1's essence. For decades, it's been about speed, noise, and innovation. Can you reconcile these traditions with a future focused on sustainability? F1's identity is at a crossroads, and the 2026 regulations might be its most diverse chapter yet. Here's a clip of what Max Verstappen and Eddie Jordan had to say on the new regulations.
I've been talking about that as well with the team, and I've seen the data and already on the simulator as well. It to me, it looks pretty terrible. I mean, if you go flat out on the straight in Monza and like, I don't know what it is, like 400 or 500s before 400s before the end of the straight, you have to downshift flat out because that's faster. I think that's not the way forward. Of course, probably that's the worst, one of the worst tracks. But for me, yeah, the problem is it looks like it's going to be an ice competition. Like, so whoever has the strongest engine will have a big benefit. But I don't think that should be the intention of Formula One, because then you will start a massive development war again, and it will become quite expensive to find probably a few horsepower here and there. I think it actually should be the opposite. Plus, the cars probably have a lot less drag, so it will be even harder to overtake on the straight. And then I think, yeah, you have the active aerodynamics, which you can't control. They control it. Well, it will be, I don't know, the system will control it for you, which then I think makes it very awkward to drive, because I prefer to control it myself. Of course, when you're behind someone, maybe you need more front or more rear, you know, these kind of things. If the system starts to control that for you, I don't think that's the right way forward. Plus, the weight is going up again. So, Yeah, we have to seriously look at this because I mean, the 26 is not that far away, and at the moment, to me, it looks very bad from all the numbers and what I see from the data already. So it's not something I'm very excited about at the moment.
When you were at a race, and let's say you were at Silverstone, and even if you were not inside the grid and you were outside and you were on the grandstand, and the race started, and those V10s, I can promise you, the ground shuddered. It absolutely moved underneath you. Such was the element of the power transmitted to the noise, to the sound, to the surface. It just absolutely went through your body. It was sex on wheels. And that's what motor racing was for me. And that's what I enjoyed so much. We're too cowardly. Will we ever get back to the V10s? Probably not. And the second little thing which is married to that, which makes such a difference. I mean, these cars, and let's be fair to Lewis and to Max and Lando and what they're doing, unbelievable jobs with these cars. But they're tractors. They are tractors. They're 1,000 kilograms, massively overweight. They're just ridiculous cars to have anyone near them. And as far as I'm concerned, shame on the regulations, shame on the organisers, and shame on the people who have Formula One deeply buried in their soul, because they've allowed this sport, in my opinion, to go to a step that may never come back from here, and I absolutely hate them for it.
So to sum it up, the 26 regulations represent more than just rule changes. They're a statement about F1's place in the modern world. Will these innovations elevate the sport or alienate its core fans? Only time will tell. What's certain is that F1 is heading into uncharted territory. So what do you think? Are these changes the start of a new golden era or the end of a traditional F1 as we know it? Let us know in the comments below, and please don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next lap.